Alright, so my presentation today is going to be on the tamarack's tree and the red alder tree. And the tamarack's scientific name is Larix larcina, and the red alder tree is Ulmus rubra. The background: the tamarack tree is native to mostly the northwest region, mostly in Canada and parts of Alaska. It's first found in Alaska, and again, its scientific name. The red alder is on the west coast of America, kind of from Oregon, coming down to California, north parts of California. It was first found in Oregon. So its habitat, the tamarack's tree, is in the northwest region and mostly Canada and slightly into Alaska, like the previous slide. Tamarack loves the cold, grows best in very acidic and well-drained, full of sunshine. They love the full sun. They're very shade tolerant. They do not work well in a lot of shade. The red alder's habitat is it's often in like moist woods, kind of near creeks, really a lot of times found on creek banks, and they were fast growing to colonize in fresh cut land. So they were, if you had a fresh cut field, they were the first to sprout up and really grow in the first 3-4 years of their life. It is tolerable to most shade, but can occur in wetlands, like I said, and in non-wetlands. So the life cycle of the red alder is shortly lived. It's about 40 to 60 years. It's very fast growing tree in its time period. It's a nitrogen fixer, which puts nitrogen back into the soil once it dies, and also as it's alive too. Small bumps called nodules in the root house organisms that convert nitrogen into soil that form into what plants can use and absorb for nutrients and stuff. The tamarack's tree lives a little bit longer. It lives about 40 to 100 years longer. Sexual reproduction through cones with 2 to 3 seed pods per cone. Very susceptible to large beetles, killing thousands of trees a year, if not tens of thousands, and at a time, obviously. How to identify the identifying of these trees? The tamarack has a very unique early production stage of its cone, with being a rose color kind of, and the structure of a rose as well. Its leaves are piney. They have a lot of bundles on one bud, and the stems are smooth and medium length and not very thick. Its roots are not very deep, but they spread out very wide range of distances. The red alder is unique, and it's the only alder class species that is defined as a tree. Yeah. The veins on the leaf of the red alder are very prominent. You run your finger over it, you can really feel them. They're alternately arranged, simple, and broadly ovate. The stem is red with little spots on it, kind of looks like polka dots. The roots are nitrogen fixtures, and they produce nitrogen for future coniferous to blossom and have a head start on other trees. And this is what the seed and fruit and the stems as well. And then this is the stem of the red alder as well. You can see the little polka dots on it. The advantages and disadvantages: red alder is a very big firewood piece of wood. Normally, if you go anywhere to Walmart or anywhere like that, or any local place that sells firewood, it is normally in the bundles of firewood. Native Americans use it for bowls, silverware, plates, anything you could think of. They also use it for toys for rattlers, toddlers, and children. The disadvantages is if they grow more rapidly than coniferous plants, conifers planted in tree plantations, they're not loved by foresters. They're kind of invasive. The herb of the tamaracks is a good prebiotic and good immune booster. It's used in a lot of immune vitamins, the sap of it and just the fibers in it. It's a good substance for the growth of beneficial bacteria in the stomach, thus improving health, once again with the vitamins. And the compounds in the tamaracks, curcumin, can prevent heart disease. I know this personally because one time when my sister was in the hospital, they actually prescribed her to a tamaracks-based medicine for her heart. The compound, yeah, I said that. There's no real disadvantages except it's very susceptible to bugs and diseases. It's not a very healthy tree because remember it only grows 40 to 60, only has a growing period of 40 to 60 years or lifespan. Diseases and how to control. Cerosopore infections in the red alder tree are characterized by brown and gray and uneven discoloration on the surface of the leaves. If left untreated, they will enlarge and spread, thus destroying the tree. The tree itself and the leaves will fall as if it was winter. How to treat Cerospora in the red alders: to keep underbrush very clean, make sure it has a bunch of space for it to really collect nutrients and not have to have competition. Protoboromea porcilla is a larva parasite in winter and stays in the larva state to bear through the tamaracks tree in the Canadian winter, and then feeds rapidly in the spring to late June, and the adults emerge in about July when it gets a little warmer. Then reproduction of the larvae feed from August and September, and the whole cycle starts over again. There's no real treatment for this except just to cut down the tree. They're very much like the pine beetle and all that. They're very invasive. They attack in large numbers and swarm incredibly. As you can see, this is what it looks like when in the larva. I guess you could call it a caterpillar in this picture. This is in early June, and then this is when it gets to July, which is when they turn into kind of a moth, and then this is the infection on the leaves as well. And then these are my references.